Welcome to Caching Waves. This is an Elliott Wave update for HBAR. Wanted to get out this video quick because I made a slight adjustment on my trade I am in. I wanted to give you that information. But if you're new here, just real quick, we have this as an ABC for a W wave, 535. We then have a 333 as a WXY as an expanded flat as our connecting leg, and we're looking for a matching leg to the upside as the W, or a partner leg. Looking for a three-wave move. Targets for that is 2308 if this pivot holds the current low. Now there is the alternative that this is extremely bullish as a 1-2-1-2, but I put the probabilities lower on that than the Y wave just because of the size of this first wave compared to the second, and we've actually come deeper than the 618 on this second potential 1-2. The read you see here as the 618 is from the low of the A and the top of the C, not the second one too. Okay, now on these smaller time frames, we mapped this out as a 3-3-3 to the downside. You can see we had a triangle B wave. That's why we ended up charting it this way, because you cannot get a B wave in a impulse. So likely not an impulse, most likely a three-wave move, unless labeled incorrectly. From there, we had our 5 waves move down, A, B, C, triangle at the 4th wave, which makes sense exactly where we are, and then we hit past our thrust measurement off for triangle. So everything panned out pretty nicely. Our 1-to-1 for our 5th, take the length of wave 1 off of wave 4, that hit at 6.53 cents, and then our wave 1 off of our wave 1 through 3 off of wave 4 just came up shy. Came pretty close on linear, but importantly we came off the 618 and we had quite a rejection off that. So I'm going to focus in on this area. That's what I was discussing mostly this week, and get rid of that. Okay, so I had this as a 5-wave move to the upside. Still looks like the 5-wave move, so nothing wrong there. But one thing I noticed this morning, haven't updated this chart. I'm on another chart for my exchange where I have all these drawings already out, but do it on Binance. So we take our B wave, extend that out. All that is the extension of this first move to the downside, most likely a 3-wave. And you put on the 1.236 and the 382, and you can see we came right to that zone. That's our zone between 7.32 and 7.46 in validation of a B wave is above that 1.618. So that's why I always put that up, just to see, do we come up to that zone in 3 waves? Because if that tends to happen, most of the time we get a move back when we reject hard, and it appears we're rejecting hard at this level. So what I ended up doing just now is hedge, because I bought in at this level. Oh, this is what I did. Not financial advice, just telling you what I did. But I bought in at this zone, and then I saw this as a potential diagonal, and I bought in at the breakout above as well, because I was looking for this to be a 1-2-1-2, and we absolutely take off, like some other coins have done. And then my stop currently on that setup was at the 618 zone of this last move up, because if this is a 1-2-1-2, that should be defended, right? But it appears the trend is changing slightly. So I was at the 618 here, so I saw this potential as this is a B wave, or this is a 3-wave move, probably a WXY, and this is actually a flat in the middle. So we get a WXY, and this is a 3, like so. So what I did was hedge my entire position size up in this zone, just to make sure I can keep that position size. And what I'm looking for right now, nothing says this has to happen, by the way. I am just protecting my current trade, and I don't want to close it even though it's in profit, because I want to keep that large position size. I don't want to have to rebuild my position size. I only risk 1% per trade. So if I were to take profit there and try and get back in, I wouldn't be able to build the same amount. So looking for the 1-to-1 here, have this still as a larger 1-2 potentially. This is all just potential, by the way. And those targets will come later. This ends up being our B wave. Slight overthrow there. Let's see, what was it on Binance? Just over the 1-to-1. So I have this labeled as an ABC. You can get 3 or 5 here, 3 or 5 waves. I'm not sure what we'll get, most likely 5. So it looks like we already have our wave 1 there. So this is what I'm looking for to keep this extremely bullish. I want to protect this A wave low as a running flat. Which is at 6.24 cents. So right now looking for this 1-to-1, expecting it to look similar, just come down and then we go. Put on our time as well. Sometimes C waves take a little longer. Put on the 1-to-1 of that A wave and the 1.618. So probably Monday, tomorrow, if this move pans out. So that's my zone I'm looking for a pivot and to close my hedge. So I've hedged the exact same amount I had long. So I'm completely neutral in here, basically locking up this profit just to like this area, right? This little amount. I think it's like 1 unit so far, 1% profit. So not very much. But like I said, I'm doing that because I want to keep that large position size. And once we get down to this level, I'll look for reversal signals, and then I'll decide to get out of the short hedge or not and just let my long run. Okay, now alternatively, you can see if this gets relabeled as something different, a 3 and a 3, WXY, something like that, then this is potentially our top. If we need another move to the downside, we're at the end of our pitchfork, as you can see, or it'll turn into some sort of long triangle and get one more move to the downside. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, this is the bullish scenario I'm watching. I'm hedged right now because I don't like the look of this wave. I don't see 5 in here, so you can see the zone we're at. So when things start to get sketchy and it's not doing what I want, I have to consider these alternatives and figure out how to manage that trade I'm currently in, right? And that's what I came up with. Now, alternatively, one other thing I'm considering, and I'll adjust my trade based on that, is this could also turn into a diagonal as a, be more like this, as a 1-2, 1-2, right? And then we do protect my level. But once we get enough evidence of that, obviously it'll become very easy to see. If we get one more wave up here, correction back, then I'd consider taking my hedge out at that point as well. So we'll see what happens here. Looking for this to either be a top and we make a new low, which is just as possible as this and this, right? So good spot to hedge if you want to let it play out and just sit back and watch and decide what to do based on the next couple waves. All right, guys, that's it for HBAR. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.